Hello, my name's Briers, sometimes known as the Rev, and I'm going to offer a spiritual response to a question I've been sent. That's what I do. So the question I was sent is, what are the most important qualities of a man? I think this is a very interesting question. And I've thought about it a lot, because there are lots of qualities I could list. Strength, courage, passion, vulnerability, so many things. What I came down to more than anything else is humanity, humanness. That I think one of the most important qualities of anyone, man or woman, is to just be really fully human. I think it's an important thing, especially when we're thinking about the spiritual path or spiritual life, to keep coming back to being human. It's really easy practicing things like Tai Chi or yoga or some of these disciplines where people end up with amazing abilities to almost become fixated on becoming a superhuman, becoming a kind of Superman or Superwoman. And I don't think that's, for me anyway, I don't think that's the true value of pursuing a spiritual discipline or a spiritual life, spiritually informed life. Because what does that give me? It gives me some tricks that I can do and impress people. Like, what real value does that have in terms of the richness of my relationships, the quality of joy that I have, other than a kind of short-term joy of getting off on being powerful or clever? So I really question the value of that kind of mindset. It's not to say gaining skill isn't innately valuable for the joy it brings or is a bad thing. I'm suspicious of it as a reason for pursuing a spiritual discipline. And then further than that often in the spiritual path, or when people engage with a spiritual life, there's these ideas of transcendence, of connecting with spirit, of being spiritual, which often have an effect for people of them dislocating from their bodies, like their bodies not being important, like I'm too spiritual for that. My spirit is more important. My spiritual development is more important. And again, I'm really suspicious of that. I think that being even more completely human is maybe the most spiritual thing that I can do. To really accept myself as the person that I am. To embrace that and be as present as possible in this human form is the most spiritual thing I can do. Even in terms of the philosophies that embrace a sense of transcendence or transcending to another plane or becoming enlightened, when you look in depth, it becomes very clear that until I become really present here and now as the human being that I am, any idea of enlightenment is way beyond my grasp anyway. So even if you want that path of transcendence or enlightenment, get human first. One of my teachers, Simon Buxton, who's a wonderful teacher of shamanism, sometimes used to say, in order to be extraordinary, you first have to become extraordinary. And I really love that. And another teacher, a teacher of Tai Chi in the US, who died quite a few years ago, but he was one of the famous Tai Chi teachers of modern time, Chen Man-ching, he used to say that he preferred one Taoist philosopher to another. He was a scholar of Taoism, and he preferred Confucius to Lao Tzu, which was rare in Taoist circles. Most people who did Tai Chi liked Lao Tzu. But Chen Man-ching said that he preferred Confucius to Lao Tzu because he said Lao Tzu taught the Tao of heaven, where Confucius was teaching the Tao of man. So I think in that maybe Chen Man-ching, we didn't necessarily have a lot else in common. He was a lot more skillful than me at martial arts for sure. But in that maybe we had something in common, of a deep commitment to being a human being, here and now, flesh and blood. So that's what I offer to you today. I think the most important quality of a man is to be here and now, a human being, flesh and blood. As ever, I offer this response with love.